Hello, welcome to the Internal Control Database Risk Management Tool presentation by Macmillan Innovations. ICDRMT for standardization, continuous monitoring, and real-time reporting, the key to an independent, unqualified audit opinion. Internal Control Database Risk Management Tool Army. The purpose of this presentation is to provide an information technology solution for the modernization, standardization, automation, and strategic management of internal controls processes across the Army. This internal control solution is focused on 1. The requirement for an unqualified independent audit opinion for the Department of Defense, and 2. The sustainment of the Army internal control program for continuous auditability and compliance. Internal control management and reporting as manual, paper-driven, and dependent on disparate tools that don't support the standardization and integration of internal control within the Department of Defense. Manual internal control processes are unreliable and inaccurate and will not facilitate the requirement for an unqualified independent audit opinion. Internal control management must be integrated, standard, granular, continuous, and provide real-time risk-based metrics to managers and leaders. It's imperative to develop and implement the internal control database risk management tool into every organization and at every applicable level to manage and account for business process controls and to enable the requirement for an unqualified independent audit opinion. Current internal control management and reporting as manual, static, inaccurate, not standardized, not transparent, unreliable, disconnected, legacy-focused, and does not fully support modern enterprise resource planning system controls. The Internal Control Database Risk Management Tool will enable the full integration and automation of internal controls management and reporting. The ICDRMT is agile, paperless, dynamic, real-time, provide continuous monitoring and automated metrics, transparent, sustainable, standard, interactive, and integrated. The ICDRMT was designed by an Army veteran with over 28 years of financial management and operational internal controls and audit experience throughout the Department of Defense. The internal control tool was designed to target DoD requirements for an unqualified audit opinion. The ICDRMT replaces all manual IC management and reporting functions with a paperless integrated business process. Provides continuous monitoring and real-time metrics. Designed for users at the lowest level to the highest of the business process workflow chain. This enables total accountability and transparency. Provides total IC integration across the department, where hundreds of organizations and their subordinate units are connected in real time to manage business process controls, correct deficiencies, and generate real-time compliance reports and metrics for proactive material weakness avoidance. The modernization of internal control operations will enable the integration and automation of real-time monitoring and reporting for business process controls across the United States Army. The ICDRMT will transition the Army from a static historical IC operation model to a real-time integrated metrics-based system. This transformation is the key to auditability and compliance. Continuous monitoring and real-time metrics are the major benefits of a modern integrated internal control management system. Continuous monitoring will ensure business process control managers and the organization's internal control team are working collaboratively to mitigate potential issues. Real-time metrics provides a snapshot of the organization auditability and compliance posture to commanders, directors, and other decision-makers. An internal control program should be effective and meet the requirements for the business functions for which it represents. To achieve optimal effectiveness for internal control programs, a standard IC process should be developed and implemented from the lowest to the highest level of the business process workflow chain for each program. Standardization is essential for an effective Army internal control program. The ICDRMT provides a standard digital internal control catalog template and workflow that is based on federal, DoD, and Army policies for the auditability and compliance of financial and operational business process controls. Portfolio management provides full transparency and visibility of programs' auditability and compliance status in real time. Also, the ICDRMT will facilitate proactive actions and collaborative problem solving throughout the organization for emerging repetitive and ubiquitous internal control issues. This methodology will significantly contribute to the reduction and/or elimination of material weaknesses and independent audit finding and lay the foundation for an unqualified audit opinion. The major benefits of portfolio management are strategic management, scalability, random sampling, trend analysis, and high-level issue resolution. The ICDRMT provides full end-to-end process control automation. This automation is scalable to include future artificial intelligence to eliminate the gaps caused by human error for standard universal internal control requirements. An example of a standard end-to-end system controls as the universal access control requirement for a quarterly privileged user access control review and validation. For a walkthrough on the concept of operations for an internal control program within the ICD risk management tool, please contact Macmillan Innovations. Thank you, and we look forward to hearing from you.